Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill. I'm doing a little Beyond Code Live, and we're working again on the Auth project. What I'm going to do today is kind of take a little break from building features, or not all of today, but for this session. I'm going to take a little break from features to just work on some cleanup. So one of the things that I want to do is I created a whip branch, and then part of that was because of doing the videos. I created a whip too, and then I never actually got around to merging things in. So the first thing I'm going to do here is a get rebase, and then I'm going to go through, I'll show you, actually first, before I even do that, let me just show you what's changed since last time, because I did a little bit behind the scenes, not really that much though. Let me do a get pull here. It was mostly just documentation cleanup. So if I go here, update API docs, move magic link API, yeah, that could actually be folded into that. Add example output. Yeah, so all of this stuff right here, that all can actually get smashed together. So if we do a get diff here, this is what we see. I updated the README. I moved one section down, and since they're similar, it's got a lot of pluses and minuses here, but really not that much changed. It's a lot easier for me. In fact, if I go show this to you in place. So we go down here. I renamed this first part of the API to Session API, and then I moved the Magic Link stuff that we've been working on down to the Magic Link API and kind of documented the flow of how this actually works. Let's see here. So there's that. And then once we get through this, the next bit was actually just adding comments to the test2.js to describe what was actually going on. And I did update the README so that it reflected, because if you remember, I started out with the README. I said, oh, I'm going to name this, I'm going to name that. When I got into the code, I was like, I don't really like this name that much. I'm going to change the name. And so I updated some of those things as well. So here I added some comments that kind of showed examples. And I think we might, I don't know if we're going to do it right now, but we might swap all this bash stuff over to JavaScript now, because I was thinking about it, and I think I know what I want to do to make these tests still effective, but also work. So in JavaScript, so we can get out of bash. But yeah, I just added more comments. You know, this is actually what's happening here. Then this is what the return value looks like. Blah blah blah. So that's it. That's what we're up to. And then let me go ahead and I'm going to do a get rebase -I head like 25 or something. We got a ton of stuff here. So let me just go all the way up to the whips. So first of all, anything that's a fix up, I'm just going to go ahead and squash that out of here with F. And it won't even ask me what I want to do with it, because I already told it I want to roll it up. Later I'll reword those. But right now I just kind of want to do some broad brush strokes, as it were. Let's see. That can probably go in here. All of this, email verification, add comments describing flow, all of that really just belongs in the same bit. So let me go ahead and now that's all folded into itself. I'm going to do the same thing again. But now I'm just going to rename this and probably take out the whip that's in front of it, because I think that that's good there. Remove rogue, error handling, log unexpected errors. Add token gen examples, sure. I think this bug fix could have happened sooner, but I'm not going to reorder it. Update testing. Sure, whatever, we'll keep that. And then I'm going to reword this and squash this. No, I'm just going to squash it, because then it's going to ask me which of these do you want to keep, and then I'll tell it. Okay, so I think that's good enough for now. And all the middlewares. No, I'm just going to leave that. That's fine. Let's get rid of that. Distinguish between ID and access tokens. That actually was completed in that. Add token gen examples. I don't know. This is combination of two, and magic link email verification. Yeah. And maybe I should just limit it to this. And technically this could be used for phone. We'll call it flow. Yeah, there we go. All right, and with that, I think if we, I don't know why some of my repos are main and some are master. I thought I'd updated it so that it just did main by default. Again, not for political reasons, just because that's the way things, but I keep on finding, I don't know. I guess I got a lot of old ones too. That doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and say rebase whip2 into this new main. Excellent. So I don't ever use merge. I always use rebase, because if you rebase something that has been rebased, then it is the same as a merge. So should just work. We're going to go push origin U for set upstream main. And then I'm going to go back here. And just in case I had things linked to master earlier, I'm going to leave that in there. I'm not going to get rid of it. Some people get rid of it, and I think it's stupid that that's the default action, because you should be able to reference historically links that have existed. So I think that's dumb on the part of GitHub. It's just, you know, it's politics. It's not practical. But let's go in here and just swap the name is all we need to do. Yeah, I get it. There's no, and because they're not doing redirects on it. If they were doing redirects on it, then I'd say, oh, sure, whatever. But, you know, all the links previously just break. Anyway, so there we are. Now this is up to date. And at this point, I should put some sort of version info on here. Maybe not. I'm going to... All right, let's get rid of our whip branches. I don't think we need either one of them. And if we do, if there's some commit that I left in there, whatever, I'll redo the work for it, because it's not worth, at this point, trying to go back and figure out if there was. Because I think there was like a little cleanup that I did on the one branch, because I was like, oh, I'll merge these together or rebase these together later after I do the video. But, you know, just sometimes it doesn't work out. So anyway, now I've got my whip branch again. And let's see, let's think of things that are troublesome right now. Well, one thing that I know needs to change that I think I actually will roll back up. So let me do this real quick. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take this. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I accidentally hit the Command H. So before anybody clones this, I'm going to reset and force push, getting rid of that commit, because there's a couple things that I just want to roll into this commit, the add magic link. There's like a small thing that needs to be done in order for that to be considered complete. And so I just want to do that and get it out of the way. One thing, actually, along that vein, is I'm going to move all of this stuff to another file. All of the magic link stuff, because it's kind of junking up. Nah, I won't do that yet. Or maybe I will. I don't know. But it's kind of junking up the place here. Well, I guess it's kind of necessary in a sense to be here. Yeah, because of the way I've designed it. But it's a lot of stuff that's going on for the magic link, and it just feels like it ought to be its own thing. But if I have it be its own thing, then there's more stuff that has to be... Well, I'm taking some time to refactor. I might as well, right? Gosh, am I going to regret this? Maybe. We'll see. But I just want to take this whole big block here and all the way up to here. It looks like, yeah. I just want to get rid of it and move it into magiclink.js. And then what's the right way to go about this? I think, because now if I do that, I got to move some of this stuff out to a common location. I had all of this indented into this kind of create function for the middleware. Some of the stuff is going to have to be passed over. So I guess I'll just do the same thing. And let app equal should be good enough. It's going to complain that things are missing, which is fine. Let's see. Let's see how my linter fares on this. I don't think my linter is going to be very happy. Is my linter running? Let me just put some gobbledygook in here and see if we get... Okay. Well, wait. No, it should have told me that that's... It should have told me that that's not defined, but let's see if I just create a syntax error. Let's do. Okay, well, looks like it's partially running. I wonder why that is. I don't want to debug it right now. But let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to install -g JS hint. Because I may have switched versions of Node and switched to a newer version and then not had JS hint installed yet. So, okay, that's what it was. That's what it was indeed. All right, so let's see. Are there some common things that I could use here? Secret to ID. I think that actually, that particular one, I don't think that's used anywhere else, so that should just be brought right over. Okay. And then some of this stuff we can just require again, but some of it, let's see, R&D, now that's something that I want to have common. So let's go ahead and pull R&D out. This is another one of those things that's almost a candidate for NPM in terms of this probably should go in my cheat sheet. If it's not in my cheat sheet already, I need to check my Node cheat sheet. Let's see. Let R&D equals require. Like, it's so small and stupid, I wouldn't want to put it on NPM, although who knows, it might become insanely popular. I have done small and stupid things that, well, for example, if you go into your TV that supports Apple TV and you look at the, what do they call it? It's not the license page, it's like the acknowledgements page. I'm the first or second name in the list, and that was from a stupid 2-line module that I published to NPM. So I'm on every TV in the world almost. So it has its upsides of publishing stupid things to NPM, but I also don't like to just publish stupid things to NPM. Anyway, here we are. That's looking good. And now I can go into magic link. Whoops. Rand equals require ./rnd.js. And I like to give actual paths to the file. You see a lot of people do like this. I don't like that. I like to give actual paths to the file. And actually, if the project grows bigger, there's a project I like called base tag where you can do stuff like this. In fact, I might go ahead and npm install that. Npm install save. Do I have to save it dev? I think I actually save it as a real dependency. So no, I don't want to do that. It's not worth it in this case. If the project were much bigger, I think it'd be worth it. Because you get lost, you know, when you have all of these relative paths to everything. I guess I could be using nerd tree more, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it that much, really. Nerd tree's great. Okay. All right, key pairs, sure. Let's go ahead, let key pairs equals require key pairs. I think I need key fetch as well. ML expiry age. Let's grab that out of here. ML expiry age. Turn this into an option that gets passed. That's absolutely something that needs to be an option. I agree. What else? Verify JWT. The question is, yeah, I guess that needs to get passed in. Because there's some, basically, verify JWT is just a wrapper that contains some state, like what the key is. And so this magic link bit for now, I'm just putting in a separate file. It's still going to be included in the original. I'm going to go back and do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and say, before we do the error handler, we want to do app.use, and then I'm going to do require magiclink.js. And then one of the things that I need to pass in here, verify JWT, verify JWT. Let me go grab the whole list. First of all, let me see what happens as I just get rid of this stuff, because I should get a bunch more errors. All right, so key pair needs to be passed in, issuer needs to be passed in, store needs to be passed in. So key pair, store, issuer. I'm pretty sure notify needs to be passed in. I think this is the only place that's going to use it. Yep, that needs to be passed in. Get ID claims. I think this is actually in the wrong place. I'm going to double check on that. So let me go back into the session file. And I should have just brought some of those other things over right now, but I didn't. Oh, and I should also definitely put the path here. Let's see. Am I doing that? Grant access. Okay, so yeah, I am going to pass those back through. Although I think, and I said this before, but I think I'm going to change this get ID claims back to just get user. And then I think that what it should return as a result is going to be, so what it should pass in as a result, or pass in, what it should receive instead of claims, maybe it should be ID claims or access claims. And then vice versa, what it should get back should be an object that has potentially both types of claims, because it could potentially give back both types of tokens. All right, grant token and cookie. I definitely want that through this magic link bit. And I do want to be able to set some options on this that currently we don't have the ability to set. Grant token and cookie. All right, that's where I'm at. Let me go grab these other things. So basically everything here actually does get used. Oops. Okay, so I copied everything over. It actually is being passed through. They're all actually being used. And then I think this one is nested inside, yeah. So maybe I won't bother putting the underscore there for now, or maybe I will. What is it signifying? Okay, I'll get rid of it because I don't have a good reason to do it that way. What I was thinking is that there's no, well, no, I know why I was saying it. So key pair, notify, store, issuer, all of those could get passed in by anything. I am going to go back and leave it there. But these, with the underscore, they're already private-ish things to this, the session file. So somebody couldn't use the magic link as its own module. They could only use it through the session module as of right now. And that's why these deserve to be underscored, because they represent that these are things that you could not just pass in to mock and expect it to work. Verify JWT. Actually, let's take a look at that because it might be so thin. If key pair pub. What's the alternative here? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess the alternative would be to say pub equals key pair and key pair dot public. I think that's why I did it that way. All right, so we're moving that stuff around. And the reason that I wanted the grant token, verify JWT, do we need to do this right here? Yes, we do. That needs to be there. Does this need to be here? Yep. Okay. So where I'm doing assign JWT, this stuff should be replaced either with grant token or grant token and cookie. I think. This one, no, because this is the challenge token, so this one's okay. This one's issuing an ID token. So this really should be grant token and cookie. And that oh, bother. Underscore get ID claims. Hold up. I'm busting my train of thought here. I actually do need to pass the underscore version for these anyway, because there is an underscore version. Yeah, it's just wrapped a little bit. Okay, let me get back into my other file here. And where am I at? This one is if I complete the challenge. What we need to do a way to pass longevity of cookie and token. So if the challenge is completed, the magic link challenge is completed, we want to give the user the ability to say, remember this device for 30 days, or remember this device, or just, basically log in for the day. So after 12 hours, they'd have to log in again. And or we could even do it shorter than that, like say an hour. That would make sense. Basically, when they've reached the half-life of the cookie, if they are still using the cookie, then replace the cookie. So it's short-lived cookies. As long as they're using it, we could replace it because they're still active. But if it's a long-lived cookie, like 30 days, then it's just when 30 days are up, it's up. Anyway, so I'm imagining in the UI there's a button that is remember this device. And there's another button for sign in just once. And we need to be able to pass in what the user did. So that needs to come in right here at complete. So we need to do option for how long to remember device. And then that needs to be capped on the server side. So we need this globally and locally. So the browser can say, hey, I want you to remember me for this long, but the server should be able to say, obviously, like the browser can't say, hey, remember me for the next 62 years. That wouldn't be cool. There needs to be a cap on the limit. Okay. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud about it right now. But we need both of those need to go in there at some point in the future. But what does that accept right now? Let me go back and get grant token and cookie claims and result. Got it. So we're going to pass that in right now, claims and result. And I guess we're going to await that because that's going to give us, return. And I've decided that I'm not a fan of doing things that way. I am going to go back to doing it this way. Yeah. I won't bother with that right now because it's a little bit of a tangent. But I've decided that I prefer the traditional express way over the way that we can do it with async router. It's more clear. It's easier to read and reason about. It's a better way to do it. All right, grant token and cookie. Well, let me go check what that return actually looks like. Here it is. ID token. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to grant token. Where's grant token and cookie? ID token, set auth and refresher. Yeah. I want to manipulate that. I don't want to just give back the raw ID token. That's okay. We'll just go with it for now. What did I document this as? well, let's see. Right now it's got success true. Okay, so let's go with that. We're going to get rid of this. And we'll call this result. Actually, I'm going to destructure this. We're going to get rid of this bit. And we're going to respond with success true, status valid, ID token, if any. Access token will be access token, if any. And I'll be satisfied with that for now. And then I want to do the same thing. All right, get ID claims. So we could, I don't know if I want to overload that. I think we do. I think we want to do want to give that more options. Because these are the claims that are going to go, the claims that come out of here are the claims that are going to go directly in the token. I'm saying for this email and this issuer has validated this email is what I'm saying. Which in this case should be our own issuer. Yeah, it is. All right. So there's that one where we were creating a token, and then there needs to be another place where we're creating a token. It looks like it's right here. And so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And do that. And then there was another place. Oh, can't return after a throw. Cool, I get it. Oh, there's another thing that I wanted to do in here as far as cleanup. So if we are in development mode, so let's put this in development. We want to be able to, instead of actually having, it would be great if there was some sort of API to fake emails or to send real emails. In fact, I think there was something like this. Let's see, test emails API. Test mail, automate email tests, mail trap. Yeah. I'm not going to figure out how to use those quite yet, but this would be the ideal way. Let's see, what does this thing cost? Testmail.app. Pricing. It's probably something ridiculous, like $100 a month. Yeah, I mean, okay, free for side projects, always free forever. 100 emails a month, unlimited users, email, blah, 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 1 day retention, 1 random namespace. Okay, I could get behind that. Let's see what Mailtrap is. I think it's the same thing. Pricing. For new users want to evaluate Mailtrap personally on a side project. Free freelancers, individual working on a one-person team want to benefit. Blah, blah, blah. See, I mean, like, the prices on these things just get insane so quickly, where if you're a small team, like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to pay $10 a month for one tool that the only thing it is just one little bit and an automated test. So I'm going to forego this for right now, although this one looks like it's a better deal out of the two. And they probably say, you know, in your license, you're not allowed to do if it's a project that makes you money or something like that. And it's like, if I was making big money off of it, sure. If this was something I was doing every day, sure. But for just like these little projects, like, yeah, I might make some, I mean, I'm making money off of this, but it's not in the category where I want to integrate with something that costs money, that in order to pay the test, in order to run the test, you have to go pay. So anyway, I'm going to pass in a development here. And if this is in development, and if the request comes from localhost, we're going to have those two conditions. Then I will allow, when it issues the challenge, it will get back the secret as well. So let me go down here. So there's the secret right there. So what I'm going to say is, let's make this the results. And if development, and if 127.0.0.1 is equal to rec.socket.remote address, and say both of these. Better yet, oh wait, I can't do that, can I? Because there's no way, I can't break out of the if. I think there is a way to break out of an if in JavaScript. You can like label an if and break out of it or something. I remember discovering that the other day. Anyway. We'll do console.warn security, giving the caller giving out the challenge secret. There we go. To localhost in dev mode. Oops. Let me explain this once I get it together here a little bit. So first of all, we have to be in development mode. We cannot be not in development mode. Development mode is explicit, not the default. The default would be production. So if we're in development mode, and if the remote address is localhost, and if either there's not an IP address being set by x44, or the IP address being set is localhost, then we will warn and we will set the secret, which means that, oh, and we need to get back this as a result. Whoa. Which means that now in our bash test, instead of having to actually wait for the email to come back, I can just get the secret at the same time. And that would make this a really good time to switch at least that file over to JavaScript. So I think I'll go ahead and do that now. Oh, and by the way, I do have comments open on Twitch and YouTube for anybody that happens to be watching. All right, let me see here. How do we want to go about this? Env is development. Good. All right, we're going to move test2.sh to test. Oh, let's make directory tests, and then let's move test2.sh to tests magic link.js. and then we're going to transform this. It's going to be a completely different file in just a minute. So first of all, let me go ahead and comment everything out there. We'll go ahead and put our user bin, env node. We'll go ahead and put it in strict mode, of course. I'm going to use root request, of course. And I need this whole thing actually to be in an async function. So let's just call this main. Whoops. And that's what we're going to build from. And we'll do module.exports equals main. And we'll do if require.main. Whoops. If module equals require.main, then we will just run main and then we'll say that it passes, and if it has an error, we'll say fail. And then we'll give the error. All right, cool. So now we've got an async function. So all of this is going to become really simple. And we might need, or not need, but we might decide to use a helper wrapper around the request to make things easier. But let's go ahead and start swapping this over. So let's take it from curl to request. All right. So we should do here require.env .config, and we should have port equals process.env.port. I can get behind that. So then we can keep our template URL looking thing there. And this method was post. And we can put in some headers. And type. I think application JSON was already the default for this. If we just, there we go. So now that makes sense. And we can actually change this to example.com. I will do this though. Let email equal process.env.email. And we can call this test email, just to make it more clear. There we go. So then we can do some of this here. Get rid of that email address, put in test email instead. We don't need to worry about the content type. And then we do want to be able to get the challenge token. So I'm going to say right about here, I'm not going to worry about it. So if not, this is actually, okay, we need to close this up is what we need to do. So let's close this up and then do dot. Let's make a helper function called getBody. And we'll take a reply, and if the response dots status is greater than or equal to 300, then we'll throw new error. Actually, we need to let error equal new error. Bad status code on response. We're going to, let's see. I don't even need to put an error.code on this. I'm going to throw error. What I do want, though, is to put the response on it. So if we catch that error, we have a way to show more detail about what's important. Okay, and otherwise, resp.body. So and then let challenge token my challenge token, as it were, order.challenge token. So I'm kind of just keeping the names the same as they were in Bash, so that as we go, all right. Oh, I was going to say I didn't finish my sentence. So as we go, things are pretty similar. So if development is not equal to process.env.env, if my secret, we've got a problem. Oh, and actually, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to go back to the previous file where I'm passing everything in for the magic link, and I'm going to make sure that development is passed in as this. So let me go back to session here, development, env, develop, oh, it's all caps, env. So what I might want to do here is say let development equals there we go. See if there's any other cases where this is actually used. And then where was it? Down here? Let's keep it development. There we go. And I'll change it in the other file. Let me go back here and make sure I was doing the right thing. Development equals, yep, that's right. And then where's my development? Might want to do also development or testing, something like that. We'll see. All right, now I'm going to go back into the tests and continue with what I was working on there. So if development is not equal to this, and there's a secret, then we've got a big, big problem. Which, by the way, we need to always exit one there as well. So this is not just a fail, this is a security fail. Whoops. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Let's console.error security. Maybe I can just make that an error. Yeah, I probably can. I don't need to do anything special to this. Okay, cool. So otherwise, maybe I actually need to do it this way. If not my secret, we're going to have a problem, which is let's see. There we go. So if I didn't get a secret, here we go. Yeah, that's a good error message. Okay, so if I didn't get a secret, then we're probably not in development mode. If we are not in development mode, and I did get a secret, then we want to throw, we've got a big problem. Okay. And let's see, success true, challenge token. So I'm expecting to get back my challenge token here. And then also, if we didn't get back the challenge token, then we've got a problem. Because that should always come back. Okay. And that's a good start. There we go. And I should put a bunch of logs in here to identify what's going on. All right. And I'll probably want to redo this later. Well, let's just say at the top, we're running magic link tests. We're going to do an order. And then we're going to conclude that the order passes. And then we're on to the next thing that we need to be able to do. Oh wait, what was this? I may have done that wrong. Let me check. What are we doing here? Because this is one. Order verification. Oh, I just copied that before, so we're all good. So I can get rid of this. Let's leave the comments. Bring the comments back up here. This is good. Yep, I like it. All right, so we can get rid of all of that, and then let's keep these comments. And I don't actually need to echo that out. That'll be fine, because I'm testing it right there. All right. And then let's do another one. So similar. Let me just grab this, bring it on down, and we'll do a little rinse and repeat here. Except this is not the order, this is status 1. We're going to do a couple of different status checks. So this is going to be status 1. And we're going to do it like that. And this, I think, is just a get. So we don't need the method, and we don't need the JSON body. What we do need is to see ordered at. And what I probably should do here as well, headers, let's see. Let me go look at the documentation for root request real quick. Oh, no, I want to be at the Git repository so I can read the docs. And then I think it was part of the extra stuff. Replace the default user agent. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to replace the default user agent to be magic link tester 1.0. And we'll just call this UA1. We'll put this up here. Magic link test requester, magic link test fulfiller. That'll be UA2. We'll just go with that for now. There's a couple of these scenarios we're going to have to let them play out. All right. Oh, and I need to put a comma there. See if that works. Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead and keep that there. And we're going to need to be able to check that status 1, if status 1 dot ordered by is not equal to UA1, then we can throw a new error. And this should be what do we call this? Ordered by not set correctly. status 1. There we go. And then I think likewise, if pending is not equal to the status, status is not set to pending. There we go. And then one more thing is verified at should not be set. Okay, cool. There we are. And I think I can go ahead and delete all of this then. Okie dokie day. And we'll copy over the comments as before. And I'm going to go back up here. Actually, let me check first. What are we doing here? We're just doing a status check. This is status check 2, I think. Yeah, so I think we're going to do all the same things here. But we're just doing it with the secret instead. Yep. Yeah, this should all be the same. All right, got it. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of this. Oops. I guess I could have just moved the comment up rather than deleting all of that. And then we're going to change everything here from status 1 to status 2. All right, and then we're going to change challenge token to secret. And then I can get rid of all of this nonsense. Okay. Alrighty, and then number 4 is coming up here. Oh, and I probably should put these passes at the end of each. Okay. Challenge status with challenge token pass. Challenge status with secret pass. And then we're going to take these comments again, raise them up a little bit to here. I'll go ahead and put that in there. This is going to be complete challenge. Will be a pass if this all goes through. And this one is going to be similar to, oh, that says token rather than secret. It should probably say secret. Let's see, what were we doing? I'm going to have to look back on something real quick. Test2.sh. Nope. Let me go back over here. Let me go to my whip branch. And let's go to test2. I haven't done a force push yet on the feature branches that I'm reusing the names of. All right, so there, It is token. It is not secret. Got it. All right, so I need to update that test. I did secret equals, should be token equals. Good. That's congruous. And then what we're doing here, well, we are doing a post. So let me go find, where was our post? Right here up at the top. I'm just going to, oops. Oh no, I didn't want to indent anything. Dang it. There we are. That's where I wanted to be. Go down after this. Here we are in step number 4. Oh, bother. Let me go back up to the top. Thing I wanted to copy didn't copy for whatever reason. There we are. Okay. So now this is going to be let result. Oh, I also need to test what happens when I give it bad data too. On all of these, really. Let me think about that. So I'm making a helper function for if I'm expecting an error. So if RESTbot status is greater than, I guess, 0, or greater than -1, I don't know. That can't happen, so that's fine, I guess. Less than 200, or no, greater than or equal to 200 and less than 300. There we go. So if we get a 200 status, there we go. So improving the error message. Let me actually just go ahead and copy this whole thing here. Yeah. Unexpected success status code on response. Good. So then what I could do for something like this one here is we can check for failure. So what is it? Expect error, is that what I called it? We had get body up at the top and then expect error. Okay. So we want to do this 3 different ways. We want to say challenge doesn't exist, secret doesn't exist, and then just give it nothing. Or I guess this was actually token doesn't exist. And then we don't need to assign the value of this. I guess maybe this is kind of, yeah, this seems like the best way to go about it. Because I could test a lot of these functions kind of like unit tests, but I don't think that would make as much sense or be particularly easier. And I'm just going to get rid of this because it's not necessary. I don't think it plays a role. And maybe I could get this down to like a base URL or something. I think that's what I want. Try to make these look a little cleaner. Let base URL equal. And then just go all the way up to here, I think. That should be good. And then we can just replace this with base URL. So now I have to go replace, let's see, all instances of this with base URL. Not that one. This one, 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 this one. Yeah, sure. Replace them all. Cool. That should make it a little bit easier to read. And then maybe I can even do this. No, not quite. Let's see what happens if I try. I think I might be able to do this. I think that might work. Tomato, potato, we'll see. All right, but what we shouldn't have is we should not have an internal server error. Yeah, that makes sense. So we expect a 400 error. Let's call it expect 4xx. We expect the error to be detected and handled. There we go. Cool. Alrighty. Good. All right, now we're ready to move on to 4, get ID token. And I probably need a test for the very first one as well. Okay. Verify challenge with secret. Oh, this is not legit yet. We need to check on this down here. So token is my secret. That's all we're giving back. And this would be with user agent 2, I think is what we want to check for. We also want to make a test where we get with user agent 1 fulfill with user agent 1 and make sure that we cannot exchange with user agent 1, I think. I will find out. We could probably forego that for now. Okay, just the token, is that it? Headers, token, got it. We should get back valid, and we should get back token. So I'm going to go back to previous if throw type dilios. All right, if finalize, so if valid is not equal to finalize.status, oh, actually, there was already a good one for this. I think it was pending. Status is not set to. Okay, and I guess we're going to need to change this to being finalize. We don't want that. Status is not set to valid. And if we don't have an ID token. And I think we're going to want to test that also. Oof. We actually want to get back the raw thingy. We're going to need to do get response. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to make a new get body. We're going to call this get response. And we're going to return, whoops, get response resp body. There we go. And this will be get resp dot to JSON. Okay, why is it complaining? Oh, it stopped complaining. Great. Because what we need here is we also need the headers, because we're going to need to check that we have a set cookie. If not finalized dot, so this would be dot body. And then we need dot headers dot not sure which way this is going to work, but I think it's set cookie. Set cookie was not found among the headers. All right. I think that's valid. And let's see, how long have we been going for here? I feel like I need a break in a minute. Okay, this says 5 minutes. I think I've been going longer than 5 minutes. I could be wrong. Whoops, hold on, excuse me for a second. What are we up to here? Yeah, okay. It is about time for a break soon. So let me... I guess, how long have we got until we finish this? It's not too bad. But I think I need a break before then. I probably need to get something to eat and then come back to it. I get the rumblies and my tumblies, you know. I'm only human. And need to get the AC back on and get air circulating again because it is 79 degrees in here right now. Doesn't take long for it to go up. Anyway. All right. So a couple things we should check first before I do anything with this. Let's just check that we expect 4xx when I don't give a secret. And when I give the wrong secret. All right. Oh, wait, this is not supposed to be issue. This is supposed to be complete. Let me go ahead and reset all of these. Good thing I saw that. That would have been confusing. Issue complete. There we go. Make sure this previous one is right. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. There we go. Finalize ID token is not set. Not found among the headers. Okay, that's looking good. So the last thing that we need to do is if we replay this, it should not work. So if we say expect 4xx, everything here is right. Once the token secret's used, it's used. Oh, and there's all sorts of things that we should be able to do, like fake out the time and stuff like that. These tests, once you start really thinking about them, they're complex. I'd love to hear thoughts. If somebody's got a really great way of doing this that is simpler, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to investigate it. I know that there are some integration frameworks out there, but I just can't imagine that at the end of the day, they're much better than this. I mean, we could take this request and we could wrap it so that we give some conditions, but that could be a single function. It doesn't have to be a whole framework. Yeah, I think there's something like super request or super test or something like that. And basically you can define like, here's the base URL, here's the headers to use for each of the requests. And actually I can even do that with root request. That's in there because that was part of request.js, is that you could define defaults, but it's just not a feature that I use. I just copied it over so that it would be a drop-in replacement for everything except for, I think it's piping. It doesn't, well, it has its own way of piping now. But it did not follow the way that the original request.js did piping, because it would have made the code too complex. Anyway, so have we got the complete done? All right, we're expecting it's valid. It's got a token. It is, oh gosh, dang it, status. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I don't know if I'm going to stick with status on that, because I'm using status for status codes in my error message. That's going to screw things up. I wanted to make it like Let's Encrypt. I was thinking about moving it more towards having the same type of request response cycle that Let's Encrypt has for validation. But maybe that's overkill and not a good idea. Anyway, complete, yeah. Okay. Check status. Yeah, we've got two things left. Let me go ahead and just do them more minimal than what I've been doing, because what I've been doing is I've actually been adding tests as I go. And in this particular instance, I don't think that's what we want to do. Okay, status 1. Yeah, so we're basically going to copy this whole thing. Except we're going to call it status 3, and we're going to change what we're expecting back. Status 1 is status 3. And then if not verified at, if valid is not equal, if verified by is not equal to UA2, and do I want to do this? Oops. There we go. All right, that's looking decent. I'm going to put a to-do here. Because I think I should test this again, and I should test to see if the secret token gets back any values. Because at this point, the secret token has been spent. It should not get back values anymore. All right, so verified at, oh, whoops. Ordered by, that should have been verified by. And this indeed, I actually do want to bring these over. Just not quite like that. Because I do want to be able to say, let's see, we still have my challenge token, my challenge token. Okay, that's good. Yes. Need to start that up again. So, yeah, I do want to document what we're expecting to get back. And I do want to do that for the others as well. So I think I deleted these comments, but I want to put them back. Let's see if we can do this. No. Ordered by verified. Okay, so it needs to look something like that. I need to go back for the others of these and kind of give examples of what they're expected to look like. Or I don't, because it is in the README. But I kind of want it there. Okay, that comment I want to leave there. And then exchange is the final piece. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And then what is this most similar to? Doing a post with a challenge token. Have we done a post with a challenge token anywhere else? I don't think so. I think I can just grab this one, not this one, that's a get. I can grab this one. And what are we going to call this? Actually, you know what? I like the status valid. I think this would be, this sounds better. There we go. Valid challenge status, valid challenge exchange. Verified, maybe? Verified? Okay. So first of all, again, we should just check that challenge token is bad. There's a couple of things we should check here. We should check for the wrong user agent. Maybe. Not 100% on that, but maybe. We should check for invalid token. Let's go ahead and do the invalid test first. So wrong challenge token. My challenge token. I don't want to do that one yet, because that one I do expect to be right. But let's just put that in there. Or better yet, I mean, these are different errors, but they should both be handled just as well, actually. If we put this at the end. So all of those should fail. And then this is not complete anymore, right? This is now exchange. Yeah. Exchange. Cool. So let me just go ahead and update all of those to be exchange. All right, and this very last one should actually work. There should be nothing wrong with it. And then we should be able to verify that a spent token. Verify spent token. There we go. So this one should be get body, I think. Well, actually, no, this one should be get response. Because we're going to do the same types of checks here. We're going to do the header check and all that. Yeah, ID token. Let's go ahead and back up, set cookie, yeah, all of it. And we'll change all of these finalizes to exchanges. Boom. You see, programming is half thinking and half just plain tedium. I don't know if we got that ratio correct. Header set cookie. Okay, that looks all good. Okay, so whether or not this works, I'm at a really good point to go ahead and add this to my Git cache. And let's see what happens if I run it. Actually, let me go ahead. There's one more change I want to make in here, which is if it's development, I don't actually want to send out the email. There we go. All right, to do let front end suggest template type. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a balance of what the front end is allowed to tell the back end, because we do need to make sure that this is really, the templating lies outside of the responsibility that we have here, but we want the front end to be able to say this is a forgot password verification or whatever type of verification this is. And then kind of pass through some of those things. So the front end should be able to specify an extra property like password. That should get through. And new password or whatever. Password and new password. Yeah, I got to think about this a little bit. Anyway, let's watch this fail beautifully. Oh. That failed even more beautifully than I was expecting. Oh, because it's lib, not tests. Okay, I know this is going to fail beautifully. Let's see why. Router.use requires a middleware function. Okay, did I not? The new magic link one, I never returned app. That's why it's complaining about that. All right, cool. Fail, didn't get back challenge token. Cool, cool. Cannot read property private of undefined. That's great. Lib magic link. Key pair. Got it. So let's take a look at session and magic link. Ah, yes. That slight problem that we have here. There we go. If not key pair, or string is equal to type of key pair. Otherwise, okay, so where are we defining key pair? Key pair right here. Okay, so key pair equals key pair. This won't get confusing at all. And then we will allow that to be changed when this gets updated. Yeah. Which means that if we go back in here, it'll be keypair.keypair.private. And so maybe we actually should have a sign token function that we export. And then we wouldn't even need key pairs as a dependency in this file, would we? No, so let's do that. Let's put to do accept sign JWT. There we go. I'm on board with that. All right, now let's see how much further do we get this time. Key pair is not defined. Magic link. Okay, that's because I forgot to change the name up here. Or did I? Okay, I changed it there. I didn't change it in both places. Cool, cool. env equals development. Cool, cool. Things are moving along pretty well so far. I'm going to go ahead and git add this again. Magic link. Secret. env. Process.env is not equal. Okay, development. Let's take a look over here. Process env development. Am I using this word correctly? Looks like we are. Let's go ahead and just let's see if we get that. env equals true. So what were we doing here? Where are we at? Magic link? Okay, so basically, if not development? No, this one's fine. This is tests. Got it. We're in tests. So let's check in magic link. If not development. If development. All right. Development. Let's make sure that it's being passed in as expected. Development is being passed in as expected. So by all rights, development is true. So we should not be getting. I'm going to go check my email real quick and make sure that these emails are not being sent to me incessantly. All right, I don't see the emails. So I'm going to guess that means that they're not being sent. So probably something else is a little wonky-do here. All right. Issued IP. Ooh. I wonder. I think that's going to throw us off. I'm not really sure what to do about that. Well, I have an idea. 127. No, I wasn't handling that in here. It is in here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is do something like this. Localhost equals. Oops. I think it's something like this, maybe? Is that? What's IPv6 localhost? Because we gotta handle IPv6, IPv4, and IPv4 over IPv6. Loopback is : : 1. Got it. All right, let's see. Local hosts. So 127 dot. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Go back. Local hosts dot includes. I think that might be it. Okay, let's try this time. Okay, ordered by not set correctly. Magic link test requester. And what were we expecting it to be? Oh wait, I am not. Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm here. Let's see, it should be UA1, not, and let's say status 1 dot, what was it going to be? Ordered by? Okay, and then we can get rid of all of this, I think. Just call it verified by. And this could be verified by. All right. Not undefined. Fair enough. What's going on here? Ah, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Because where I did not have a method, let's just go here. I should be setting JSON true. Yep. Okay. Let's roll it again. All right, and status not set to pending. I'm going to comment out that for now. I'm going to comment out all of those things about pending. We'll come back around to that because I'm not sure I want to do the set status. I think it's enough to say that verified by is not set. And let's go back to the valid as well. I don't really want to do these. I'd rather instead say, I don't know, but I don't want to do valid right now because that's not actually in there. That was just something I was thinking about putting in there, and now I'm rethinking it. State would be better, not status. That suffices. If we got a token, we know it's valid. That's good enough for now. Okay, I think that's all good. Test again. Oh, right. We're getting a lot of passes. Excellent. I like that a lot. Okay. So let's see. Error to do not found. I wonder what that's about. Ah. Okay. What do we need to do for this one? I think it's db.js. Users.json. And then, yeah, we got an email there. Okay. So I'm just going to put this in as test email. And I'm going to go back into the test file. And I'm going to let it config also .env.test. All right, let's run that again. Okay, ID token is not set. Status valid. I might have just had the wrong URL there. Let's see what's going on there. 178. Okay, complete invalid. Complete token, my secret ID token is what I'm expecting back. I'm doing get response. All right, so let's go back to the complete then. So lib magic link complete. I complete everything. grant token and cookie from the claims. And I'm not getting back either of those. So grant token and cookie came from up here. All right, and to be clear, what were the claims? Email was meta.value. Let me just do console.debug here. Well, console.log. Let's call it debug. Claims. And let's look at the tests here. Boom, boom, boom. At all right, so what we're doing, claims are just being set to claims, return, so there's not really any way this should fail. Should be handing back an object. Let me go back here. Oops. Lib. ID token. That's what it's called, right? ID underscore token. ID underscore token. So I could even get rid of that if I wanted to. The question is, am I in the right place? Post complete, right? Complete. Okay. Pretty sure I'm in the right place. Yeah. By all accounts, unless that's failing and returning an error, which it was not. Oh, again. This is probably, what was it, line 178? Let's see. No, JSON's there. So, should come back as decoded JSON. Console.log. Oh, wait, token.body. Okay. I think we already saw that the value was good. So let's just go back to here. No, yes. Yes, can we... Do we need to await this, maybe? Let me go check that. Indeed. 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 Okay, that's what's up. We need to await. Fair. Okay, cool. Well, that's almost unbelievable. That was too easy. Everything passed. I kind of want to put the passes on the other side, though. And make them green. What is it? If I'm not mistaken, let me try this. npm install save dev colors, I think it is. And then you can require something like colors/safe. Let's see here. So require colors safe. That's what we want. So let's go into the tests here. Yeah. What colors equals color safe. Pass. And then we could do this. This is stupid. There we go. It's all about the colors, Duke. All right, so I'm going to do a little regex replace on all these doodads. So we're going to do info that, and then we're going to capture everything up to pass, and then we're going to replace it with info and backticks, and then colors.green pass. I think that's it. Oh, and then \1. That should shift it right around. Oh no, let's undo. Undo, undo, undo. Don't forget the \t. Okay. I think that's it. Let's run it again. Somehow that one didn't count. Not sure why. Also, let's get rid of the little passes with big passes. Actually, here, let's do this. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what they're doing there. It's all good. Okay, and then where do we have this one? So lonely. So lonely. Colors.green pass. Oh, and then we need, of course, that. You know, it's almost like you're going to be a lot smarter than this. I'm going to do something maybe a little bit smarter than this. We're going to do this right here. We're going to do let pass equals like that. And then everywhere that we have colors.green pass, we will simply replace with pass. I think that's going to work. Oh, I broke something. I'll try it again. Cool. I just hit it before the thing actually spun up. And then let's put the nice big pass at the end. Console.info pass. Actually, I kind of prefer the stylization like this. That is actually a little bit more clear to me. Okay, with that, commit, convert tests to JavaScript. Oh. Yeah, we'll have to reorder this. Refactor magic link. to own file. All right, let's see what we got here. And I just want to do this like that. There we go. Reordering the commits a little bit. And we've got our new whip. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'll review that after the break, but all the tests passed, so that's got me feeling pretty good, I'd say. I'm going to share this with a friend. Boom. Done. Okay. I should put in some other things in there too to be more clear. Not that I'm adding more tests, but that more tests are passing. Like, for example, gets cookie back, gets token back, so on and so forth. Little mini passes. I could just indent those and not have to have another pass, but just indent them as well and then color them green, I think would be nifty enough. Anyway, if this was useful for you, if you found this enjoyable or it helped put you to sleep, either way, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and check down in the doobly-doo for the links to the different channels and whatnot, Beyond Code and the live stream. And I will catch you after a nice break and some den. Adios.